How well do you understand the unique needs and expectations of each generation within your workforce? Well, rise and shine leaders, this is Glen, Guyton, keynote speaker and workplace trainer. It's time for our executive coffee break. I've got my beverage in hand. I hope you have yours too. They say you can't choose your family, but you can choose your workplace culture and your beverage. Leadership matters, so you might as well get good at it. Today, we're going to talk about the multi-generational workplace. Who's on your team? Leading a multi-generational workforce presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities. From baby boomers to Gen Z, each group brings its own set of values, communication styles, and work expectations. Today, we'll focus on the latest entrants to the workforce, Gen Z. Woo, Gen Z, yeah. Their expectations around immediacy in communication, feedback, and strong workplace culture are reshaping the way we think about leadership. They're going to challenge us. They're going to challenge you. So what do we need to do? Adapting our leadership style isn't just about being flexible. It's about being strategic. We're talking strategy here. For Gen Z, a culture of immediacy isn't just about preference. It is an expectation. This means real-time feedback, open and transparent communication, and leveraging technology to stay connected. Well, let me say a little bit about that, leveraging technology to stay connected. I really am not into all of the various communication channels like Slack. Well, okay, this is what I have. I have Microsoft Teams, I have Zoom, I have like Slack. Of course, we have all of the social media accounts. We have email, and I have a telephone. I have a phone, and I have two phones. I have a cell phone, and I have a desk phone. Sometimes for me, it's too much. It can be overwhelming. All the technology. When my phone is ringing, I'm getting dings from Teams. I'm getting dings from email. It's too much for me. But I'm from a different generation, and so that connectivity and the immediacy of communication is a little bit problematic for me. I can deal with it because I have to, and I manage it in certain ways. But as we start thinking about generational differences, understand there could be some people like me out there in the workplace that are struggling with all of the technology. So that's why we have to be in tune with the multi-generational workplace. So let's explore some strategies to integrate the expectations of Gen Z into our leadership approach. First thing is just fostering a culture of immediacy. Fostering a culture of immediacy involves more than just a quick response. It's about creating an environment where feedback is continuous, constructive, and valued by all members of the team. This includes regular check-ins, using collaborative tools for instant communication, and encouraging a feedback-rich culture. All right, so I just told you some of the challenges that I have as Gen Xer with the immediacy of communication. I think you need it. We have to do it. We have younger workers who expect some of these things when they need feedback. But what you can do is set parameters. It's the same thing back in the day. Remember when we had the open door policy, which I never agreed with? Oh, my door is always open. That's not a good leadership practice. A good leadership practice is my door is open during these times. Feel free to come by during these times or set an appointment during these times. That's actually how I manage my channels. Teams. I have Teams on my phone. Some of my staff can get in touch with me whenever they need me. They can text me. They can call me. Now, there are different rules for all of those forms of communication. I don't check my Teams after 5 o'clock. Why don't I do that after 5 p.m.? Because I need to sleep. I need to sleep. I think one of the things that Gen Z is better at, and maybe even the millennials are better at, is setting boundaries. Like they don't do work when it's not work time for the most part. They don't do work on vacation. And those are all things that I did, and I know baby boomers did in the past. And so now there's some clear boundaries. So immediacy and boundaries go hand in hand. So there are times when I don't check my phone. I don't check those channels. There are times when I cut those things off and say, I am away. So when I'm on, I'm on. When I'm off, I'm off. That's how you start to balance these things and be respectful of this multi-generational workplace. So during work hours, hey, I want to be able to get in touch with you when we're off work. Now, people, because I'm the leader, right, the boss. I mean, people do need to get in touch with me sometimes when I'm off work, so it's a little different. But there are certain people that know how to get in touch with me and know the ways to get in touch with me. So again, there are rules. So set up some rules and parameters for all of these things. It's not just people can just talk to you and get in touch with you anytime, anywhere, any place. Anytime. That's Janet Jackson. Anywhere. No, it's not like that. Set boundaries. Next, a culture that meets the expectations of Gen Z can enhance team dynamics across all generations by fostering inclusivity, promoting a sense of belonging, and ensuring that every voice is heard. We can unlock the full potential of our teams. This not only boosts productivity, but also drives innovation. Now, this is a challenge for some people communicating with subordinates. Like, why do I need to listen to them? Well, you do. But also, it's about setting boundaries, setting rules, and setting constraints. Yes, we need to hear from everyone, but everyone isn't an expert. And we don't need to hear from everyone every time if this is not your area of expertise. Now, this is going to sound really harsh, but I do believe this. Is there such a thing as a stupid question? Yes, there is. There are stupid questions out there. We have to have thoughtful questions, and we shouldn't be afraid to ask thoughtful questions. But you need to do a little bit of work. You need to do some homework before you start asking questions. And sometimes we need clarity. And so I'm not trying to cut off communication, but I want to bring some sense to these things that we talk about, and we talk about them as these nice little snippets. But there has to be some balance in the workplace. And so I do get feedback on things from a number of people in the workplace. But again, I've always set up these three rules with not three rules, but three principles with my team. There are times when I need to make the decisions because I'm the executive, I'm the boss, I'm the head honcho. This is in the scope of my job title. So I need to make the decision. You really don't have an input into it. There are times when, because you don't have all the information, you're not in the same meetings that I'm in. Not that you're not smart or anything like that. You just don't have the information. So, number two, there are times when we have to make the decision together. So that's the second thing. We have to make the decision together because I bring some expertise, you bring some expertise. I'm not clear. I need your input. It's very valuable. I need you to help me make those decisions. And then number three, there are times when you just need to make a decision because either you know more than I do, or I don't have time, or this is why I hired you. So just be very clear about that with your team, when you need input, where you need input, and how that input should be given. I don't need someone that doesn't have any understanding of finance to give me input on to where the investments for the organization should go. Why would I listen to you? You have no expertise in that area. You don't like math. You've never done math. Your role may be clean up the facility, or you work in the lunchroom or whatever. We're not going to ask you questions about investments. So people say, hey, well, everybody just needs to be able to contribute. No, they don't. You need to be able to contribute within your area of expertise. And I need to trust your expertise. I need to believe that you are valuable within this skill set that you've been hired for. And sometimes people can operate outside their skill set, that we can hire them and elevate people, but that's not what I'm talking about. We don't need your input when you have no clue of what's going on. You don't have any of the backstory. And you have to draw parameters with these things. And I think belonging works best when people understand how they fit. You have a puzzle. Every puzzle piece doesn't fit to every puzzle piece, but as a whole, it makes a beautiful image. But every puzzle piece has its place, and it works. And the puzzle will look best when you plug the puzzle piece in the right the right whole. That's the same thing we need to do with our teams. Okay, next thing, a culture that meets the let me go to this one. Boosting productivity. Yeah, I do think once everyone is working and understands their role and understands the value of their role, that it elevates everyone. That's what I want to say. That's where we want to get to, where people understand the value that they bring. Doesn't mean that everyone needs to get involved in everything and talk about everything and process everything. No, we need you to work in your area of expertise. We need you to collaborate and talk about what you're doing and share that information with other people. And that just lifts everyone up in the organization. So my challenge for you today is to implement one strategy focused on fostering immediacy in communication with your team this week. And that may just be setting up some rules, set up some guidelines, some parameters of how you're going to give this foster this immediacy. Like, when are you going to have times to communicate? How are you going to communicate? What channels are most effective? So observe the changes in team dynamics and productivity. Let's make our workplaces more responsive, engaging, and inclusive for every generation. Again, we want to set parameters. There are times when me as the leader, as the executive, where I need to check out, because I have a lot on my plate. I need to check out. I need time to work on a project. I need time to think. And those times are very clear. But again, when I'm on. People know how to get in touch with me. They know how to communicate with me. And also, I have regular check-in with various people. You have to have those regular check-ins. Don't just wait till once a year to show your face as a supervisor and say, hey, okay, I'm going to review you and review your work. No, you need to be doing that periodically. You need to be checking in. Maybe it's monthly with your team. Maybe it's every 2 weeks. Maybe it's weekly. I don't know the dynamics of your workplace, but I know that once a year is not enough. Once a quarter is not enough. Once a month is probably the minimum for any kind of workplace that you need to check in with your people and see how they're doing. All right, so as we close, let's not forget the strength and perseverance that it takes to lead with empathy and inclusivity. Remember, better leaders get better results. So to every one of you leading the charge for a more supportive and engaging workplace, I leave you with this: stay bold, stay inspired, and remember that your actions today shape the culture of tomorrow. This is Glen Guyton. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.